A.J. Brown made it clear that the Eagles did not only live up to their standard last week, but he hinted at a fiery locker room meeting to get the team ready for Dallas. Shaq Leonard, he met with the media yesterday and explained exactly what he told Sean Desai before signing with Philadelphia. And the Eagles made multiple roster moves to create space for Zach Ertz, but now the tight end is eyeing the Birds' biggest rival. Finally, Brian Dawkins, he sent a clear message to the Eagle play callers yesterday. I'm Thomas Mott. This is the Thomas Mott Show. I don't know about you, but the Eagles shocked me yesterday with a couple of these roster moves that I really didn't see coming, including releasing wide receiver Cam Sims, who they just signed last week, brought back a fan favorite Greg Ward. Side note, remember when Greg Ward was like the best receiver Philadelphia had a couple of years ago? Really fun times. But the big one, they released linebacker Christian Ellis just days after he started versus the 49ers and, of course, struggled to cover and tackle and play well at all. This is significant for a couple of reasons, one being Shaq Leonard probably playing a bunch more on Sunday, but it also gives you an idea that they created an extra roster spot for maybe Zach Ertz or Ndamukong Suh. Although before you get too excited, according to the Athletics 49er reporter, San Francisco is now one of the teams most interested in bringing in the former Eagles tight end. Now, I would absolutely hate that and despise the fact that he would go to San Francisco before coming to Philadelphia, but you got to remember from Ertz's point of view, he was born in Danville, California, just a couple of miles outside of San Francisco, went to Stanford. He's a California kid, and so I guess it makes sense for him to finish up with a homecoming to the Bay Area. But come on, drop a like if you would much rather see him in Philadelphia than go to the team that just absolutely destroyed us Sunday afternoon. Now, that person tasked with replacing Christian Ellis, well, he took over Derek Barnett's locker yesterday and will officially wear number 50. And according to the head coach, Shaq Leonard was working with coaches all day on Tuesday and Wednesday trying to get caught up with this defense as quickly as possible.
Obviously only, he was with the coaches all day yesterday with the players being off, trying to get caught up onto the defense. And only time I saw him really today was in the team meeting. I didn't really see where he was sitting, so I don't have the interact. I know who he is as a person, and I know he'll fit in great in this locker room with the guys, and excited about that.
After his meeting with the coaches, Leonard then met with the media for the first time since coming to Philly and explained where he's at with his health and also what role he expects to play in Sean Desai's defense.
I'm not gonna say they need me. I felt like their defense was playing well. I felt like the linebackers was playing well. I have a lot of respect for their linebackers, so it wasn't that. It was more so I wanted to go somewhere that would fit me, and that a coach knew who I was as a person and as a player. And that's why I came here. It wasn't more so a need, something like that, because I felt like the linebackers were playing well.
So obviously,
I think I had 2 back surgeries. I think that might be the number one reason. But just kind of get acclimated back again, playing football and get my feet back up under me, stuff like that. With a back surgery, you gotta, I couldn't run for 5 or 6 months. So you got to get back to, get my feet back up under me, making the right steps, make sure I don't false step, stuff like that. So it's just more so getting back to muscle memory because I couldn't do it for a while. Of course, it's not just proving to Indy, that I can still play. I want to prove to myself that I still can play, and that's why I continue to just grind as hard as I possibly can and come out and put my best foot forward. I thought he played a good role. When I came in, we sat down and talked exactly. What was the game plan of, how the linebackers play. If I did choose to come to Philly, how did he see me used or stuff like that. So I thought he did good.
To me, it sounds like Desai told him that you're going to play a lot, and you're going to play a lot this weekend, and we need you to be a vertical and also lateral linebacker to help us improve in one major area, and that is definitely going to be tackling. Now, I don't know where he's at following those 2 back surgeries. He mentioned it in that clip we just showed you that, it takes time to get back into the right football shape, but if he can just be 70%, 80% of the all-pro version of Shaq Leonard, he's going to be a mega improvement over Nicholas Morrow and Christian Ellis, and I'm really hoping Philadelphia maybe found a diamond in the rough. And since I'm excited to see what Leonard can do, I know you are as well, if you can correctly predict the exact amount of tackles he has, plus the final score of Cowboys-Eagles on Sunday, I'll send one person the sideline winter hat. Of course, the rules are the same as they always are. Got to get the tackles exactly right for Sunday, the score exactly right for Sunday, and only one winner. If multiple of my subscribers comment correctly down below, I'll randomly draw one winner, and I'll send that hat out to you. Now, speaking of tackling, Desai's defense has been the worst in the NFL on third down conversions, and Nick Sirianni said that was a major emphasis in practice yesterday and will be the rest of the week.
We'll be doing some different things this week, and we're continuing to try to find ways. Obviously, that's unacceptable on our end. That's everybody, right? That's the coaching, that's playing, and so we have to fix that. To say we're going to do this, and this. Obviously, I won't say that. We're still in the third down is still being still being finalized today. Third red zone will start to dip into it today and into tomorrow. And that when you're doing that, it's not just looking at what you're going to do against the opponent. It's about doing different things and looking at your own stuff of what's been working, what hasn't been working, and obviously more hasn't been working than working. And so, it's still at the beginning stages of that, but I know it's going to be a long 2 days of us, grinding it through it and trying to get it right.
That is worth noting that for Wednesday's walkthrough practice, Darius Slay did not practice with a knee injury, and according to John Clark, he was seen limping in the locker room after Sunday's loss. And while there's no reason he shouldn't be able to go against Dallas, CeeDee Lamb on the other side makes me hope that he can not only play, but make a big play, and maybe have big play Slay help the Birds win on Sunday. And honestly, we better hope the Birds win for Deshaun Jackson's sake, because he has a $10,000 bet with Des Bryant that the Eagles will beat the Cowboys on Sunday night. I love the confidence, but $10K, goodness gracious, these guys have an insane amount of money. How much would you comfortably be willing to bet of your own money on the Birds beating the Cowboys? I'm curious where you guys are at on that down below. Now, if you're not that confident, maybe A.J. Brown can help change your mind. You remember after the 49ers game when Brown questioned the Eagles' energy?
I think we did at times, but I think, I don't know.
Well, he was asked if that was addressed, and Brown confirmed without getting into major details that it was addressed in the locker room, and we should expect a very different product on Sunday.
Is that addressed sometime this week?
I'm going to keep what was said in the locker room, but you're going to see. You're going to see Sunday.
I love that. Now is the time for the leaders of this team to take charge, call people out in locker room meetings, and get them focused for Sunday against the Dallas Cowboys. And hungry dogs run faster. And I think number 11 is pretty hungry to not only beat Dallas, but go after DaRon Bland. And while Bland has been pretty good this season, if he's been targeted 10 plus times in a game, look at the stats here. He can be a major liability. Just ask DK Metcalf. Now, it won't matter how many times you target DaRon Bland if your defense can't slow down Dak and CeeDee Lamb. And Brian Dawkins, well, he was on WIP yesterday and emphasized that the defense had been sweeping issues under the rug all season, and it bit them in the behind when they took on the 49ers.
But sometimes during success, some guys sweep things under the rug. Yeah, we're finding a way. But if you find a way to win, but you're not fixing the things that you have found that you need to fix that got you into those predicaments, then you're going to run up against a team like they did, the 49ers, that were talented, that were hungry, and that they had vengeance on their mind, right? Yeah. But again, this can be an absolute clarion call as far as guys coming back, understanding what they need to do to fix the problem so that they can go into this week, handle their business, and then move on to the next one from there.
Now, Dawkins was also asked about the Eagles' offensive situation, and he emphasized what we've all been saying for days and days and really weeks now, that they need to run the ball and establish that running game a lot earlier than the play calling has called for.
So I just don't understand, and I get it. I do understand it to a certain extent because you do happen to have one of the better receiving cores in the game. But again, I want to lean on these guys. I want to make sure that the run game is prevalent and not just regular running tech. I'm talking about mixing it up, doing different things, allowing this offensive line to be dominant. Mm-hmm. They want to be going downhill. They don't want to be going backwards all the time. So when you give those guys, and you can see it too, when you see an offensive lineman and they're dominating an opposing team, you can see the energy in the offensive lineman getting up. They don't even get as tired as they would because they're feeling it.
I don't know about you guys, but I would love Dawkins to be the future defensive coordinator of this team, although he's never seemed interested. I don't think he would, but he makes some really, really great points. Let this big, beefy, physical, great offensive line get downhill, establish that run, hit opposing defenders in the mouth, and then you can set up the pass behind that. Philadelphia had a ton of success doing this earlier on in the season when DeAndre Swift was rushing for 150-plus yards against the Vikings, and yet suddenly it's really gone away the past couple of weeks. I'm hoping for a big-time push to reestablish that big, hard, physical running game, run behind Mailata, run behind Dickerson, pull Kelsey around the edge, get DeAndre Swift going, and you have a really good chance to beat Dallas on Sunday night. We got plenty more stuff happening the next couple of days and weeks, including being on call. If the Eagles are to make a move for Zach Ertz or Ndamukong Suh, you'll hear about it first here. Be sure to hit that sub button and help us get closer to 32,000 subs. We're growing at an incredible rate. Can't wait to get you more ready for the Cowboy game tomorrow on the show. I'm Thomas Mott. This has been the Thomas Mott Show.